Well, that I love that intro. That was nice and calm compared to what we have to talk
Unlike what the
about
stream
today.
will be.
Not like what the stream is going to be, because damn, there's a lot of a lot of shenanigans going on. Like I am not misleading you when I tell you shenanigans. Nothing but damn political shenanigans. Hey, One Ring, you had an excellent stream earlier today. I caught a lot of that on replay. Very, very good discussion on Belducci, who bores the hell out of me, but you guys made it interesting, actually. So thanks for that. Welcome, Shill and Robski. And hey, Lisa, I'm glad you caught the live. Quiz and I will hopefully entertain you just a bit. Just a bit about all of this stuff. Well, hold on, YouTube, because this is insane. What to open with? What to open with? Like,
Oh
there's so
my.
much. We got Michael Flynn. We got
Oh,
Steven Bannon. We got Trump and Trump and Trump, and then we got Trump lawyers and the DOJ. Okay, and then we got appeals. We got the 14th Amendment, Article 3. It's beautiful. We got like videos and all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know. What do you want to start with, love? Hmm.
I think we should start with Michael Flynn.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Does everybody remember who Michael Flynn is? I mean, how could you forget, right?
Former chief of staff.
Former chief of staff, came into the freaking administration gangbusters, couldn't even get a goddamn clearance half the time because he was under investigation for shenanigans. Shenanigans from the start. Okay, Ukrainian shenanigans, Russian shenanigans, all that stuff. Remember that way back in the beginning? That stuff.
And now what is he up to? Oh my.
Oh, he's like organizing the Christian Nationalists.
Oh, amazing, isn't it?
Yes, and that is, and I've got nothing against Christians, okay? But when you put Christian and nationalists together, and then you listen to the rhetoric of Michael Flynn, who's actually telling you to arm yourselves against
Yep,
the evil in the world, which is only those that disagree with you, like
of course.
specifically Democrats, democracy, the federal government, and all law enforcement, which he
Or
believes
even the
are
Constitution disagrees, but
yes, yeah. This I have issue with, not the Christian part of it, but this whole damn rhetoric. And he's making a big movement, and he's got lots of money behind him too. This is kind of scary. They're on tour. They're on tour. Quiz. He's got like a whole tour going on. He's like,
well, let's be honest. While Michael Flynn is pushing this is not the beginning of
oh
Christian
no, no, no,
nationalism.
no, it's not. It's been going
Christian
on.
nationalism began probably in the early 90s when they started with the lie that Christians in the United States are oppressed,
Hmm.
even though it's the biggest religion in the United States. And unfortunately, most people in Congress will put on the facade of that religion when talking about solemn days and shit like that. But what makes it interesting for me
Mhm.
is when our forefathers founded this nation and gave us our Constitution and their First Amendment, their very first amendment and their very first sentence in that amendment says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or
Mhm.
prohibiting the free speech exercise or the
Oh
free
my god.
exercise thereof.
Oh my god.
I
Like word,
mean,
like word for word, like in English,
what
like
is
easily
what are these
understood.
people putting their hat on? Because it doesn't say Congress shall make no law respecting establishment of Christian religion.
That's right.
They're
It's
saying all
all
religion.
religion. Right.
So, I mean,
Mhm,
how are these Christian nationalists going to come out and say that they
mhm.
deserve to have the country?
Well, because they're using the word Christian like a shield, in
Well,
my humble
yeah, but I
opinion.
could then
And because
I
not
could
all
use
Christians,
Satanism as a shield because
well,
that's just another
it
religion.
I know exactly. They're just using the Christian part of this as a shield so that people aren't coming at them. But like, not even, I can't believe that the majority of Christians actually follow this rhetoric to actually bear
Majority of
arms
Christians,
and
from what
sh-
I understand,
shoot
don't.
people that don't agree with you. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, this is just ridiculous. The rhetoric is like so. hyped up. It's almost
Well, now,
to the point
it's
of inciting riot. Like,
it's
seriously.
much like the is it the Bedford Church, Bedford Baptist Church down in Texas,
Hmm.
who say that all homosexuals should be shot,
Exactly, on spot. Like,
and
that's
then they
yeah,
fall back on the old. This isn't what I want,
this
but
is what.
God says we should kill them all.
No. Okay. Well, you know what? This is what I have to say about that. And I'm not against any particular religion. Believe what you want to believe. But if you do believe in that stuff and that's his word, well, he's got the power to do it his goddamn self. Don't be the patsy. Let him do it himself. If God has the power to do it, let him do it. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead. Like, the hell with this. Like, I'm gonna do it because he said so, and like that's what he wants or whatever. You know what? He's all seeing, he's all doing, he's all knowing. Yeah. Let him take care of his own fucking bullshit then. Stop it. Just stop it. You're being a patsy. You are being manipulated. You are being used, especially if you fall for this Michael Flynn speech stuff about
Oh God.
arming yourselves with assault weapons so that you can protect yourself against all the evil in the world. He's actually out there talking about middle school classes that are being held with vile Satanism and stuff like that. Like, he's like insane with the rhetoric. Like,
Yeah, we had that in 5th grade. We did Satan worshiping, and
mhm.
we took babies that we'd stolen and chopped them up and blended them and then drank them.
Exactly. Like, yeah, right. Can you believe it? I'm telling you, like, I can't even. Hey, Mallory, how you doing? Good morning, boo. I hope you're doing. Hey, Charlie, good morning to you too. All of you. But no, let me tell you, this guy is what the heck he's talking about is actually trying to drum up everybody into a frenzy, like
Oh yeah.
into oh my god, they're coming to steal our children and take all our money and like do like all this crazy kind of stuff. Like, that's not his exact words. I'm just
Well,
talking about
wasn't it the
inciting
late
riot.
80s when
Yeah.
we went through this same kind of crap with daycare?
Yep. Hmm.
You'd know this one better than I do, but the daycare that was
That's not it.
places that were
That's not
doing
age reference, is
satanic
it?
rituals and
Yes,
and
yes. The people
shit
caring
like
for our
that.
children are using our baby diapers to get their DNA so they could turn them into satanistic zombies. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, but
I mean,
yeah.
this is nothing new. Let's
No,
let's just be
I mean,
honest.
like,
I
that's
mean, what
insane.
he's doing is the
Listen,
same as what the Christians did back in the late 80s, and
like, here's the fact. I could say anything right now is crazy off the top of my head, and there's probably an actual quote that they actually said it somewhere. Be that. Like,
probably.
be that. That is how it is right now. I've linked the articles. If you don't believe me, there's plenty of quotes from this guy. I am not exaggerating. The AP article is linked right here in the description. These are his own words. I'm not telling crap on Michael Flynn. I mean, he is a general, wasn't he? I mean, he was
Oh, he
well
was a
decorated.
general.
And you know what? I respect that position, but you freaking know better. And now how he's out here. He's saying the FBI needs to be disbanded. He's saying no one should believe in law and order enforcement, that the way we run our country right now with law and order, although it has problems, which I will admit, it's not perfect. But you don't go and say, don't listen to law and order all throughout the country because I don't agree with some of the shit that's
Wait,
going on.
isn't this the Law and Order party we're talking about?
Well, it used to be. And here's that. They don't even want to admit they flipped. They don't even want to admit they flipped. And yet you can go back through all of the campaigns in the last 10 years. You can see they flipped. They totally
Now,
flipped. Yeah.
why would Flynn want to defund the FBI?
It might be the huge fucking file they have. Oops, excuse my language. It might have to do with all the files they have on him. Like, nothing to see here. Whoops, let's get rid of
Maybe
this.
maybe it has
Whoops.
something to do with Mar-a-Lago.
Maybe it does. And maybe, did you see the videos that are circulating around? Like, back in May of 2021, more boxes and more boxes and more boxes.
More boxes? Where did those
More
boxes come
boxes.
from?
I don't know, but just a couple of days after they were served with papers to return, all of a sudden stuff got on the plane, flew away,
Oh
flew away.
my. I
Yeah.
wonder if they would equal 56 empty folders.
You know what? That is concerning. Like, people that are not actually worried about that, Here's what, a lawyer was actually on the circuit recently, the talking head circuit, all
Yeah.
the talk shows. Okay, a lawyer was actually, and I forget her name, but she was very well spoken, but she said, that 56, what that 56 empty files represents? More documents that he didn't return, because they didn't just pop out of those folders and then just were put in the box again. They are somewhere else. They were removed
And I
and
find it interesting that
relocated.
they won't tell us what those folders detail with, because
Well,
it's not just that they were stamped
mhm,
eyes only or top secret or
mhm.
whatever. They know what was in those folders or what should be in those folders.
This is right, they do.
And they're not telling that.
Mhm.
They're not saying,
The
"Oh, well, it's
mhm,
no big deal because it was just, the
mhm.
water treatment of America. I don't give, whatever stupid thing it was." But what
Exactly.
happens if it wasn't something simple? What
Yeah,
happens if it
yeah,
was like
y
our
the amount
nuclear response if
you
China
mean
fires first or if Russia fires third and so on and so forth? I mean,
you mean like the citation qualified proven fact already that some of those documents did actually include the nuclear weaponry of other countries? Occupied SI? You mean that? No, you didn't mean
you
that,
mean, oh
right? You
no,
mean that? You
there's no way
mm,
a former
no,
president
mm,
took home nuclear secrets
no, no,
and
not
hid
him.
them
No.
in a
Mhm,
closet
mhm. No, and
where just anybody could walk in and get to them. I mean, that there's nobody
exactly.
who would do that.
I know, and I know they all think like we're having too much fun about this, but that's how damn shenanigans. This is crazy. Like this could be its own. This is actually like it turned out to be like it was going to be a serious series on politics, but when the politics is this absolutely off the chart, all I could do is give you the facts, but I have to laugh about it a little bit because it is scary. And let me just show you. Like this is how hypocritical is the word I'm going to use, but hypocritical to the point that I'm starting to worry about people on a fundamental basis. Okay, and Chris, can I show you the clip that's making me
I would
think this?
love to see this
I
clip.
gotta show, and people, if you'll just give me a moment here, because I gotta play this to you. This is why I'm afraid. Like I am actually afraid, and I hope that I got the sound up here. Let me know if you can hear it. It's short.
Hillary Clinton should have been charged for treason?
Need to turn it up.
Definitely, yeah. But the Clinton clan always will cover them no matter what happens. Trump found that he had the classified documents and he wanted to charge him with treason? He did the same thing. Yeah, if he did the same thing, no treason. Do you think Hillary Clinton should have been charged for treason? Definitely. But the Clinton clan always will cover them no matter what happens. And if Trump has found that he had the classified documents, would you want to charge him with treason? No, negative. No, I would not.
I think we're gonna have to replay this, sweetie. Your audio is crackling up real bad there for a bit.
I think
So
that
I would start it over and maybe both of us mute so everybody can hear it.
I'm gonna try to get it louder for them. Okay, hold on.
Do you think Hillary Clinton should have been charged?
Hold on 1 second.
Do you think Hillary Clinton should have been charged for treason? Oh, definitely, yeah. But the Clinton clan always will cover them no matter what happens. And if Trump has found that he had the classified documents, would you want to charge him with treason? No, negative. No, I would not. But if he did the same thing that with Hillary, would you want him to be charged? No, I wouldn't. Okay. But her, she could go treason, maybe potentially die. Him, if he did the same thing, no treason. Because Trump is a patriot, Hillary is not. Do you think Hillary Clinton should have been charged for treason? Oh, definitely, yeah. But
Well, that's an interesting take.
Isn't that like insane? Guys, I'm sorry, I couldn't get the volume of the actual video up any louder through the through the YouTube.
I can summarize it for you.
Yeah, Hillary
Trump
bad.
Trump is a patriot.
Mhm.
Hillary is not.
Mhm.
Trump should not be charged for his involvement with nuclear or with secret documents, but Hillary should.
Mm. You know that, and that's what's scaring me is that these are, first of all, Hillary was a bunch of emails that had no classification as top secret on them.
Right.
They went through several investigations, several of them by the Trump administration themselves, through the campaigns themselves, the Department of Justice, the FBI. Everybody looked at this, okay? Not just one part, okay? Not just one part. And they said that although she mishandled documents and she should be absolutely penalized for that, the Trump organization actually went through and made better legislation for this kind of thing, that actually, if it happened now, Hillary would actually go on trial and have some kind of repercussions for this, for the mishandling of the documents, whether her fault or her own, because she was responsible. Now, he actually, and his administration actually made those penalties stronger, made it easier to go after people. But it's okay if he does it? Like, what? Like, this is what's scaring me. That man actually thinks it's okay that this president is disseminating classified information. And he's not just carrying it around. Lots of people are seeing it. It's out of folders. It's all over the place. Okay. This is careless. Okay. This is the man you want to protect our country. This man who made our worldwide relations the worst they've ever been. The worst they've ever been. Our reputation throughout the world has been trashed because of this man, and you're going to put everything behind it? Like, where the hell's your common sense, people?
And let's be I say this with a lot of confidence that it's not just that man who thinks that. It's almost most MAGA supporters who think that. And if you don't believe that, I would suggest you look up The Good Liars on YouTube and just go through their shorts. Wait, I meant their short YouTube postings. Go through those and just see exactly these interviews that they've done with all these MAGA supporters, and they're all the same. It's just amazing to me.
It is getting crazy, because when I look at the ticket sales for this parade, this actual tour that Michael Flynn is on through ReAwaken, for this national Christian organization that he's like building up this rhetoric. Okay, it is astounding at the amount of money that they're bringing in, at the amount of money that is getting thrown at it, to try to make January 6th like a constant thing. Okay, like a constant thing. Like, it's okay to just burn it all down to the ground because we don't agree. Now, I agree that that's kind of how we started our country, but didn't we learn anything? Like, we did. Like, didn't we put the Constitution there so that didn't happen again? Like, didn't we put safeguards here against this kind of crap so it wouldn't happen?
Well, I'm not sure I'm willing to say that our revolution was the same as what's going on today.
Well,
I think our revolution was a necessary thing because, we weren't being represented in the judicial or the legislative branch of the British government, and it was unfair for them to be making laws about us that we don't even have a say in. Here, they're just trying to destroy what they don't like about democracy. And let me make it perfectly clear. Their idea of democracy is going back to 1903, where only white men who have money or property are allowed to vote.
That's insane.
That's educated. But they also have to be educated men, because you're going to have a test before you can vote, and you have to pass that test.
Yeah. Okay. So now you're what you're telling me is that translates to, in modern 2022 English, only the 1% matter. Is that what you're telling me?
That's exactly what they want.
That's exactly what it's moving towards, and that's why.
And that's exactly what Trump wants. Let's be honest here. Trump wants that. his followers aren't even close to being qualified to vote if we go back to that era, and yet they back him. And I just don't get how they can just follow this man
Hmm.
blindly and say, well, yeah, I want it because he wants it. Trump's a prophet. And there's the other one is, a lot of these MAGA supporters have said Trump is the second coming of Christ himself. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, but then there's
I
the
don't believe
thing
in
in
the first, but anyway.
Yeah. But then there's that thing, isn't there that whole chapter in Nostradamus that actually refers to Trump as the Antichrist in the end of the world? Like, come on, like
You
we,
could
we
take
could go back and forth with that
you
one
could
because
take
yeah,
anything from Nostradamus and make it fit what you want, but I
I
mean that's
never.
why it was so
Well,
popular.
I read an article where they just went line for line and they tried to prove it was Trump, and like there was a lot there. Like, and when I look at the condition of our country and I see what's going on around the world, that it does lead. It makes you go, hmm. Although I'm not woo, please, hold back, YouTube, get out of my
Yeah,
DMs.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
say,
going there. I'm not
I'll
woo.
I'll slam on her later for it.
Yeah, listen. I didn't mean I believe that crap. I just meant there is a counter to every
Yeah,
ridiculous effing statement out there. I could find one that's even
exactly.
more ridiculous to throw at you. That's what I meant. Okay.
Yes,
Is that better, quiz? Can I revert?
yes,
No
much
spanking.
better.
No spanking. I only like
No,
the fun kind anyway. But yeah. All right. Trump's a prophet. No, Trump's for profit. He's not a prophet. Yeah,
yeah,
I know, Jen, right?
he can't even be for profit the way he runs his
He
business.
can't, and he definitely can't. And Rodent, I agree with you too. And about that thing
Speaking of
about the
which,
emails, like tired of all that, I hear you. Tired of all of it. All right, so
have you
yeah,
seen the latest ad from the Lincoln Project?
no, but I love the Lincoln Project. Like, are they
Well,
freaking okay?
they came
Wait,
out basically took ads on all the Fox networks that basically called out his supporters saying, "You've been used." Every time he raised money, he doesn't funnel it into any of the politicians. He doesn't funnel it to his own
mhm.
political gain. He's keeping it. He's buying shit that, has nothing to do with politics. You're all being used. And
Well,
it's true.
it's true.
If you're not running, if you're not running for a political office and you raise money just because you say I need this money and this is what I'm going to do with it, but you don't do that with it.
And you don't, right?
Well, whose fault is it? You
Oh,
gave him the money.
what a perfect segue to the next part. Like, could we move on from Flynn? Not that I want to, because like I could talk about this Flynn stuff for the rest of the week. I mean, every
Well,
day.
let's
Meet me here at 4. Like, and let's go. Like, I'll go with any of you. Hit me up in DMs. This Flynn stuff is driving me crazy because he's dangerous. Because I really see the misinformation and the danger here. Like, this is like red alarm, flashing bingo lights. This is dangerous, what's going on with that whole Christian national movement and that whole tour that he's on. That rhetoric coming from someone astute like that, like this is dangerous. And to people actually repeating it and carrying it on, very dangerous. But better than that, at least what brought me a little bit of hope was watching Steven Bannon escorted in handcuffs this week.
not
Finally,
his first time either, by the way.
not his first time. Okay. Now he's had news media. He's, the whole thing, with Jared Kushner and everything and them running the papers together and the online influence, and the behind the scenes part of the administration. They're
Yep.
not part of the administration. Steve Bannon's been a player well before Donald Trump came up
Oh yeah.
and ran for office. All right. Steve Bannon's been a mouthpiece for quite a while for this kind of rhetoric. Okay. Basically, actually admits he's only in it to bust it all apart. Now, he wants everything gone. Okay.
Oh
He,
yeah.
he wants it
He's another
annihilated.
one of those who wants just the top 1% running everything.
Yeah, he does after the post-apocalyptic whatever happens.
Yep.
Like he wants to play what is that movie? Thunderdome. Yes. Stephen Bannon is
Purgatory.
gearing up for freaking Thunderdome as
Yep.
far as what he's been predicting and what he's been saying, like from the start. Like we've been doing this all along. But
Or the
basically,
purge.
or the stop. Like, let's not incite riot like they are. On like, let's not. Like, we're not encouraging you all to fight with them that way. Use your intellect. Like, use your common sense. That would be much better. Please use that. But I got to tell you that the next part is that what he's actually up against as far as these charges, he's not up there for misinformation. He's actually up for charges of misappropriation of funds. For actually that, remember way back, everybody remember, let's build a wall.
We will build the wall.
We will do it. Well, we will
Build
do
the
it.
wall.
We
Yeah.
will do it that so much that like some people had common sense and the government didn't have enough money to actually do all these plans that these people put up there. And although they did have some ideas about reorganizing how immigration starts and things like that, they really did everything like ass backwards, upside down, whatever, in the most prejudicial and horrific manner that you could possibly think of. I mean, just think of all the separated children, right, Quiz? And can't get people back with where they belong, holding people against their wills because you don't even send them back to the country they came from. You just keep them somewhere because you like what? Like too much. Okay. They just did everything really, really crazy. Okay. And at the same time, trying to get the government to fund this wall thing that was going on.
No. It wasn't our government that was building the wall.
Oh, it was,
It
we
was
were going
the
to make
Mexican government that was going to build the wall.
But too bad we couldn't get Mexico to agree to that. Like, because Trump said so. I will make them pay. They will do what I say. No, Mexico said, excuse me? What? No, I don't think so. We don't want a wall.
Me no comprende.
Yeah, we don't got the money for it. We don't want a wall. You want a wall, you build it. Okay, you go ahead and build it. So they put it on that, but actually there were people doing private fundraisers, and this is how Steven Bannon got in trouble.
Wasn't Steven Bannon one of those who did private fundraising?
He did do private fundraising, but he's not the reason he's on that fundraiser that he was running isn't the one that he's actually under charges for. He's under charges for the one that the veteran ran, the amputee veteran that came out and raised $25 million for the wall. But it wasn't $1 billion, so he couldn't send it to the government to use. So they were trying to find out how they could use it to the benefit to still fundraise for the wall. So they kind of set up an organization with Steven Bannon to kind of take it over. All right. And so the money went from that fundraiser by this private citizen, okay, over to Steven Bannon in this other organization, and kind of never made it to where it needed to go for the wall. Like, where is it?
Oh, what a surprise.
Where is the 25 million?
Can I get my money back?
Yes, where did that money go? So anyway, it's been a while because it's been quite a few years, but they've been dotting their I's and crossing the T's because it's not like these yo-yos haven't given the FBI and the CIA and the DOJ enough to worry about. Like it takes like there aren't enough people in these departments to take care of all these shenanigans. I'm telling you.
Yep.
I'm telling you, there is just not enough. But anyway, that 25 million.
Let's be honest here. For 4 years, they weren't worried about it.
No, because there wasn't anybody in those departments because
nobody in those departments were told to even investigate this kind of shit.
And it got evacuated. If you did investigate, you got removed. Remember the Mueller investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You remember Mueller getting fired on air by text while he was doing the work for the DOJ under the office of the presidency, and the president announced he was fired before he even told Mueller?
Well, I especially remember him saying the reason I'm firing him is because of the Russian investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are you really that stupid to just say that out in the open? Because
wait a minute, this is the same president. The first actual ambassadors and officials invited into the White House were the Russians with Michael Flynn. This is how it all started. Like, I don't know why America has a problem with Russia. That actually came out of his mouth during his candidacy. I don't know why. Like, I love the guy. He's great. He's a wonderful, wonderful diplomat. He's an excellent leader of his country. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, forget all the history there, Trump. Like, I know you don't know it, but let's just pretend it doesn't exist because, hey, I like the guy. But no,
Yep.
that was
These are-
offensive to me. Like, I'm not one of those people that just oh, if it's Russian, I hate it. I'm not like that. But I'm saying you don't go against like years of history and bad negotiations that we've had. Multiple presidents have tried with actually coming to some kind of accord with Russia. Multiple presidents have. All of the other countries have also. There's a reason they're last man out, okay? Because that's how they want it. All right. So, like, what does President Trump do? Ex-President Trump kissed the ring because that's what you have to do to get them to do anything. So that's why I was offended. Like, because I think we need to stand on our own, not with them at all. But besides that, that's just my personal opinion on it.
I just want to make sure that you're not xenophobic, right? You're not saying we shouldn't be a global nation.
Absolutely not. I was
Okay.
highly offended that we pulled out of NATO, that we pulled out of WHO, that Trump did this. Trump is a xenophobe. He's the one that wants us to be an island, like somewhere
Yeah.
off in the universe. Like, not me. No.
And if you're wondering, if everybody in the chat is wondering, that would take us back almost into the 1910s, even earlier, where we were nationalist as a nation. We only thought of ourselves. We didn't think of any other countries in the world. And then World War I broke out, and that's when we started getting involved in global politics. But Trump wanted us to become isolated again, isolationists. And it's funny how he wanted to be isolation, and then he complained that China was raising tariffs. So he raised. I mean, why would there be tariffs if we're isolationists?
Exactly. And how do you have trade arrangements? How do you complain about your trade arrangements when you want nothing to do with these countries? And you want to take the country that is actually harming more of the countries that we are actually allies with, long-standing allies, and then you just turn around and go and you diss all of the allies and you support this other one over everything. Like this, diplomacy, dude. Like, you're supposed to be a great businessman. Failure on your part. You made us a laughing stock of the world for quite a while. And I was really annoyed about it. I really was. But that's just me. So I kind of, I don't want to speak too loudly about it because I want everybody to have a voice. And there may be people that actually can find some reason that I haven't seen as to why that should have been done. I have not found one yet. I've been looking at it for quite a few years now, and I've seen no good reason why that should have happened except for personal gain. Personal, and I mean strictly personal gain for the man.
We're not talking Trump Towers in Russia. We're not.
Oh no, we're not. Oh no, God forbid we bring up the truth that the only thing that benefited was personally, because it did not benefit our country. Show me where. Show me where it benefited our country. Show me where. No. Did it benefit anybody that's being held against their will in Russia? No. Did it hold anything? Negotiations in any way? Did it actually benefit? Absolutely not. It was a kissing of the ass for personal reasons, period. End of story. Yep. That's it. It was all for Trump corporations. Okay. As a matter of fact, this whole damn presidency seems to have been a support for the personal family of the Trumps. But that, again, is a personal opinion of mine.
And we need to think about this more, I guess, largely. It seems that everything Trump gets associated with gets in trouble.
You know what? Can we talk about that? All right, first. All right, we got several things on that, right? Let's move on.
There are some lawyers who worked for Trump who are in a world of hurt right now.
Oh, some lawyers? How about 17? Man can't even keep a...
There's 17, but we're not even, and that doesn't include Giuliani.
Nope.
Powell.
Or Cobb. Cobb, who just had to hire her own lawyer because she signed the documents about the
Cobb just hired her own lawyer because she really screwed up when she signed the affidavit that declared Trump has no more documents in his possession.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got raided and found all those other documents in his
Oh,
possession.
it's like, hello,
Um,
you may have to take that diploma and that license of yours out of the frame in your office. You might be returning it soon. Just saying.
yeah, it is,
Just saying.
but there
Whoops.
were 17 other lesser known lawyers who
Mhm.
worked on the Trump campaign and who fought for the overturn of the election, who are now facing discipline charges with their local boards.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
there's anywhere from suspension to losing their law license
Yep.
from, for
Mhm.
going up in front of a judge and presenting bullshit as
Mhm.
evidence.
And you know what? This is what really annoys me is that they're actually putting their own licensing, everything they believe in law and order, and just
Yep.
totally disregarding it. Not for issue, not for principle, for the man. For the man. Because show me the issue or the principle where it's worth giving up your license for when it
Well,
is actually against the law. You're supposed to, right?
but
If you don't like
what
the
is
law,
scary
work
is to think that these people would actually give up those licenses, not just for the man, but for what the man said he was going to do.
that he didn't do. Show me one thing that he did that he
I
said he was
mean,
going to
it's
do.
like, wait a minute, if we turn this election over, Trump stays in his power and he'll help us out. So that's why they were doing it. So these lawyers are nothing but greedy little shits. And they really thought that Trump was going to be able to stay in power. And at that point, they signed on for whatever
They did.
Trump was going to do.
They did. They did. They actually went to the Alain Baradov. I will support you no matter what. Lie to me, treat me badly, let me mess up, but yep, I'm gonna do it for you. And there you go. And you know what happens? He does end up kicking them to the curve in the long run anyway, because then none of these people are still working for him. So there you go. And they're all in trouble. And there you go. Oh, and then they're gonna have to answer for it. Like, I can't believe that people are actually supporting the
Yeah,
actual.
it's nice to see that the people who were now on the low level supporting this whole idea that we
Mhm,
should overturn an election
mhm.
are starting to get their just dues
Yep.
for thinking that they were going to, come out on the winner's edge of this.
Mhm,
And you're
mm,
not. You're gonna, you know, even if you get just a suspension out of this, when you
mhm.
get your license back and it's okay to practice again, how many people are going to want you to practice for them?
Exactly. Like, when I got to show you something, because we're talking about lawyers here now, right? Like, we're talking about all the people that got into trouble. There's one out there now who was quite a card. Like, he's totally been around for a long time, and he's definitely entrenched in the Republican committees and the Republican uh, mm, conventions. He's a big speaker for them. He's a highly respected lawyer. Does everybody remember the name Ty Cobb? This was Trump's official lawyer when he was
Oh,
president for a
wait. I
while.
thought you were talking about the baseball player. But okay, go ahead.
No, Ty Cobb. Okay. Ty Cobb recently did an interview that blew me away. Like, if anybody listens to what is that, Midas Touch? Like, I listened to him and he actually pulled it in, and he was also giving some commentary on it, because this was a mind-blowing actually interview, because he actually came out and said that president, our ex-president, should actually be up on charges for January 6th. Okay.
This is someone he used to support.
Yes, he supported him, but he's a law and order guy. Okay. Not only did he say that he should be up on charges, he said he's not qualified to hold office, any office politically in our country
Yep.
anymore, for one reason only. And I'm going to bring it to you because this guy brought the facts. The 14th Amendment, Article 3, actually says if you support anything against the government officials in any type of insurrection or anything like that, that you no longer are eligible to hold office. Now, this article right here is going to go, if they use this on January 6th to show it to the Department of Justice for all those people that were actually complicit to January 6th, because we've been following those hearings, right, Quiz? There's
Yep.
quite a few people that they got them deads to right to knowing what was going on, to organizing and planning this. Okay. They also have 3 hours where President Trump would not intervene and supported them going against the vice president because he was unhappy with him at the time. That right there qualifies for why he should be out. That is actually that is actually sanctionable under the 14th Amendment, Article 3. You can't do that. But apparently the laws don't apply to Trump, apparently, or anybody that supports him, only for everybody else. Like,
Right.
law is for all of us and not for them. Okay. Because apparently they're above the law, but no one is above the law. No one,
That
But
is
I
right.
found that really interesting that his own lawyer from his presidency, who supported him and believed in some of the stuff he wanted to do, is actually saying, no, dude, you're going too far. Yo, pull this guy back, charge him, use the law. Like, this is getting crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen other Trump loyalists speak upon how they say the president was wrong to do this or that, but not go this far and say, and here's why, he's done all this shit, so this should be his ending.
No,
and I agree with it. I have said it from the beginning that Trump should not be allowed to run for office, any office.
It is.
I don't care how small it is. I mean, I don't even want him on a school board.
Listen, I don't know what's going to convince these people that he's not above the law. I mean, he's already under investigation. Here's the fact. Like, I don't want to be known as like, oh, that bear, that Trump bashing bear, but I can't help it when I know of multiple investigations that this man is under for things that are quite guilty that he admits he did. His own lawyers went on a press tour to say he had the documents, that he was no longer president, and he had the documents that belong to the NARA, that the NARA asked for them back, and he only gave part of them back because he didn't feel like giving them all. Whatever. Then purposely files in Florida, right? Where
I think the whole thing there was that he knew that if he gave them all back, one, he'd lose leverage, but two, they would see that he took top secret documents.
Yeah, but you know what?
And they would have raised shit about that in and of itself.
Yeah, but he should have just like, whoops, here you go. Okay.
That should have been done in week 1 moving into Mar-a-Lago, though.
I'm just telling you, absolutely.
You come across you're going through those boxes. You come across them and say top secret. You're probably going, oh fuck, I need to return this,
listen,
and this, and this, and
because that is the scary part. That he's actually bashing the DOJ that actually went out of their way to try to make this easier for him and not to come at him like this, not to make it a huge legal issue and get him sanctioned and fined and kicked out of politics and whatever else is going to happen to him. Because if you apply the law accordingly to every man, he doesn't have a prayer. This is like slam down, boom, guilty. You have to actually rewrite the law to let him get away with this. Really. You can't just ignore it. You have to rewrite it for this not to be sanctionable or penalized in any way. Because here he is. You got multiple clips of him actually campaigning on everybody else being persecuted for it.
Oh, yeah.
And that the government needs to do better on prosecuting people that mishandle emails, let alone 15 boxes of high classified information of other nations' security documents that were entrusted to us. What? Like, come on. No.
I mean, and if people think that we're just up here trying to blow smoke,
we're not blowing smoke. This is not us. No, this is not us.
Here's the thing that, and this has been woefully underreported as far as I'm concerned. There have been 2 people that we know of who gained access to Mar-a-Lago using false pretenses and getting close to Trump.
Remember
One was a Ukrainian woman, and the other, I believe, was a Russian pretending to be a Rothschild heiress.
That one, okay, the Rothschild heiress fake, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then there was the other one, and both of them had FBI files and CIA files as probably undercover spies for other countries.
So it's not like other governments didn't try and get in there and see those documents. Matter of fact, who knows if they did? Because for the longest time, there wasn't a lock on that door.
Right. Well, if any American would like to actually read the affidavit on how many times they actually tried to get it right, they had to instruct them to put a lock on the door. They didn't even have them locked up at first. So come on, like, pay a little bit of attention here. If you don't believe, go and read the actual documentation. They're not blowing smoke here. This is actually, if you just actually will look at it, if it happened, I'll tell you what, if you just take the word Trump out of it and put any other politician's name in there from either side, or even an average American, you would be asking for their head. You would. If you look at the issue, if you look at what actually happened, if you look
and
at
I
what,
can promise you, if it was an average American or an average citizen of someone who managed to get that kind of
right,
secret documents into their home, it
Mhm.
wouldn't have taken a year and a half for the DOJ to beg you to send them back and then
exactly.
finally move because you weren't. It would have taken one day. They would have taken you away, and you probably would never have been heard of from again.
Mm.
I mean, they probably wouldn't even give you the trial. You'd have just been flown out over the ocean and thrown out. I
And
mean,
you know what? And you know what? Rather than this, okay, since I'm all out there, I've got my ass hanging on the line anyway about my opinion on Trump today. I might as well tell you I would support that rather than this. Rather this total blindness that everybody is focusing. No, not him. You are backing behind a man instead of an issue, instead of a fact, instead of actually what is going on. You won't look because you're all got this Trump thing going on about the man. Because when it comes to the issues and what he stands for anarchy. He stands for rebellion. He stands for my way or the highway. And the rules apply to thee and not me. And is that what you really want to back? Really? Because if it was anybody else, if it was your neighbor or anybody in your family or any politician that you would vote for besides him, you'd be going, hell no, what about me? When you going to take care of us? When you're actually going to be the patriot you say you are? Like, you don't actually do everything against your goddamn country and then say you're for your country. What country is that? Where do you live? Is he really running for office here, or is he a Russian delegate? Like, what? Like what? Yeah, I went there because it's true.
it is true.
He does not work for the American people. He's working for a small subset of ass-kissing people that will do whatever he says.
Yeah.
That's it. And as soon as you stop kissing his ass,
and will work for
you're
him
out.
without pay.
Exactly. And as soon as you stop kissing his ass, he tears you apart. Look at the history.
As soon as they're done, as soon as he needs them no more, he throws them away.
Exactly. Because he takes care of the people around him like he pays his bills. Yup, I said that.
Yeah.
Because that's documented. I'm not saying anything that's not documented and not proved. Like, come for me, because it's all out there in facts, in black and white. If you'll go and just look at it. I'm just saying, attach yourself to an issue, people. Attach yourself to an actual thing that'll make a difference and not the man. Okay.
There's someone we should discuss in Trump's orbit right now who was appointed by him, by the way.
Yes, which one is that? Who are we going for?
And I think it was a district judge in Florida.
What? You mean the one that actually approved for a special master to come look at the documents?
A special master.
Oh, I got something for you. Look what I found.
We got a special master. The people who, don't freak out too much, people, but she said that Trump should be given a special master because he's running for a government office. Okay.
Oh,
Oh boy. That's a hell of a precedent to set. So we can all go out and steal top secret documents as long as we're going to run.
As long as we
for
want to be a government
job.
official. We don't have to obey the law, apparently. But I thought you actually had to be a law-abiding citizen to run for a government office.
Yeah,
So,
and this is why we don't want you to worry, because the DOJ, while they may have answered yesterday, they may have answered her call for the names that they would approve to be a special master. They've also appealed her ruling.
They have.
Upon you have absolutely no say in this.
Mhm.
These weren't even his documents. These are owned by the government. These
Mhm.
are the government documents. So you can't say give them back to him.
Mhm.
You
The
can't say, you know,
right.
and the other one that, and I'm sure that they covered this in their appeal,
Mhm.
they have to have said he's an ex-president. There's no such thing as executive privilege for him.
Well, they did that in the motion to actually go against the request for the master, the special master. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she went ahead and said, nope, like, let's do it anyway. So now they've taken it even farther. Not only have they said that we're going to go all the way up to the 11th district, we're going to we're going to go to the, we're
Well,
going to go
it'll
to
hit
the
the federal
Supreme Court. We're
the
going to
federal
go.
court,
Right. Well, it's got to
the
go to the
federal court of
state one
appeals
first.
first.
It's got to go to District 11 first. And if they don't do anything, then they can go up to SCOTUS. Okay. But here's the thing with Florida. Okay. They actually, they're so serious about it. They actually filed a stay to this motion. So they can't even hire the master yet, even though they put out the instructions for it and all this other stuff. They filed against it to put a stay because they actually said you're putting the country in jeopardy by doing this. They actually put that in writing. They said you're releasing to anyone else these documents, including back to Trump, would mean you are putting the government, you're putting the whole country in jeopardy because of the classification of these documents. And you do not have the authority to do so.
Right.
You don't. You are interfering with a, and I quote unquote, criminal investigation. Yeah, they use those words. They said, yo, judge, you want to interfere in a criminal investigation? Because that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. You can't do this. Start looking at what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You know, when an American citizen has to write you a letter and remind you that that's not the president anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, not only that, but this is another one of those where Bill Barr came out as soon
And
as announced and
he went,
said, this was
"Woo."
one of the worst decisions by a district judge I've ever seen.
You know,
And again, why do I keep going back to Bill Barr? It's because it's
and
not
he's
because I
not my
like
favorite. It's not like I like him because when it came
I
to the
don't like
Mueller
the man.
investigation, he
But
really
let's
went
remember
out.
he did work in
The White,
Trump's admin as the head of the DOJ.
and he also did he do testimony in January 6th?
You know, I think he did.
You know, I think he did. I think he was
Where he
right
said
there.
that Trump was wrong.
Where he said that anyone, he didn't just say Trump, he said anyone doing this should be held accountable. Anyone, because law is law and you need to have respect for the law. He did. He said this was wrong. This wasn't it. This is, you don't do it this way. There are better ways to do something. I got to give him some credit. He did. But you know who wouldn't testify in the Trump hearings? It's not even a hearing. In the January 6th. I don't mean Trump. I mean January 6th, that whole deal. That would be Michael Flynn. Did he not plead the fifth? Like
I wonder why he wouldn't testify.
Repeatedly. You know, and there's something about Trump repeatedly saying that anybody who pleads the fifth is guilty because only the mob pleads the fifth.
I don't remember the name of that person. He was famous, wasn't he?
It was
that
Trump.
Said that.
Trump.
Oh, that's right. It was former President Trump.
Former President Trump, in all of his campaigning, whenever anybody, he said, nobody pleads the fifth unless they're guilty. Only when you got something to hide. Only when you're trying to manipulate the system do you do that. Because only the mob pleads the fifth. You know, the people that are guilty like that.
Yeah.
And then now what is he doing? Trump is pleading the fifth. So is Michael Flynn.
Well, yeah, didn't he plead the fifth in the New York State investigation?
Yep. Yes, he did. It's not going
to help all the questions, not just for a few, but all of them.
It's not going to help him, though, because
so does that mean he's guilty as shit?
Personal opinion, or you want me to go by what I see? Like personally, I can't believe you even asked me that. Going by what I see, I do think New York doesn't depend on what Donald Trump will say. They don't care what he says. They don't care what he even testifies to because they've got enough paper. They've been building a case for years on these men. They got paper. They like to dot the I's and cross the T's. When they get him, it's gonna be like an Al Capone thing. It's gonna be like you did all of this shit, you killed all these people, that we locked you up because your taxes are bad. There you go, boom, and you're not getting out because federal law says I could put whatever sentence I want on you trying to defraud the government. There's no rule. Hey, there you go, quiz. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, this is exactly why. I'm sure the IRS has been looking at his tax returns for years.
Oh, that's why he dismantled the IRS too while he was in there. Y'all know that,
Wait,
right?
hold on. How
Yeah.
could he have dismantled them? They all 19,000, or oh no, all 37,000 of them. Don't they all have guns?
Yeah, but he actually brought them to stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. How am I supposed to conduct myself with that kind of bullshit? Shenanigans, I tell you, shenanigans. I warned you people it was shenanigans today. Political shenanigans is what we were going to talk about. And it is. And there was actually a lot to talk about. I can't believe we did our hour. Is there more? Let's see. We covered the lawyers. Yeah. Hmm. We covered the DOJ is actually going against the Florida judge, his rule for the special master. Oh, and quiz. There are actually lawyers from all over the country sending in letters to the judge to apply for the special master job. Oh, that was fun reading. Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Hey.
And
there's
this
that.
goes to prove my other point about sending letters to judges. Because if you were sending, and these letters are called amicus briefs, by the way.
Mhm.
Um,
They are
you can
support
send
of one
these.
party or the other.
You
Well,
can send these on any case. Even the Supreme Court cases
mhm,
will accept amicus briefs. As a matter
mhm.
of fact, a most recent Supreme Court case of Dobb that reversed Roe versus Wade had
Had
a bunch of amicus briefs
Yep.
sent to them.
Recently,
And
I've been reading them on Scientology
it was
too. Mhm.
discovered recently that 51% of those amicus briefs were sent through an organization run by one Jenny Thomas.
Oh, would that be Supreme Court Justice Thomas's wife?
Would it be? Oh my, I think you're right.
I'm calling shenanigans. That's shenanigans. That's the shenanigans of the day. You surprised me. Yes, you
And
did.
yet he
Damn
did
it.
not recuse himself when deciding this case.
Oh, hell no, because it's more important to turn the whole world upside down than do the right thing. Of course.
Isn't
No,
a president exempt from taxes?
no,
The answer is no. No
nope.
one is
It's
exempt from taxes. I'm
nope.
sorry, that's not right. Let me rephrase that.
Churches,
No, well,
exemptions.
besides, hold on. I'm talking citizens.
Okay.
Um, no one without a Congressional Medal of Honor is exempt from federal taxes. You
Bingo.
still have to
There
pay
you go.
state taxes, city taxes, and things like that.
You still have to
But if
file.
you are a Congressional Medal of Honor winner, you don't have to pay a federal tax. Now, please don't tell Trump, because he'll probably go back and say, "Oh, why? By the way, I gave myself a Congressional Medal of Honor."
I did. I just forgot to document it. Cross the I's and the T's.
I
I
thought
meant
about it.
to. I
I
thought
thought
about
about
it.
it, therefore
Therefore,
it's
then it
true.
is. Just like when he just classified all that shit he took out of the White House. He thought about it. He just forgot to tell anybody to actually do it. Because just thinking about it does it if you're president. Did you know that? Or ex-president, actually. You could go back in time, like freaking Doctor Who. Get into the phone booth, go all the way back and say, that's what I meant to do. I really meant to do that. It's not my fault that I didn't follow procedure. The procedure that I wrote, actually, and re-amended during my presidency, under my cabinet, we actually wrote the policy on how to declassify this shit. We amended it to make it stricter and to make it more formal because we were after Hillary. But like,
Yep.
just ignore all that, people.
Now we're getting shot down from people because we're the ones who did it.
Yes, people of the United States, please ignore all of that. Like, please ignore all of that, like you are.
Unless it's Hillary.
And only apply it to whoever the hell I say in the near future, like Hillary or any other Democrat or anybody who goes against me. Like, apply it to all that, but leave me alone. Like, I wrote it. I supported it. I convinced you all it was the right thing to do, but it doesn't apply to me. It does not apply to me. It's a beautiful, oh my God. Yeah. I see. I should run for president. I'm a good speech giver. Yeah.
Well, you've got the rules down. If you're president, you can do any goddamn thing you want.
Apparently, I'm going to rewrite history as a Trumpite. There you go. Like, let me follow the rules according to Trump. There are no rules according to Trump. There are no rules that apply to him. Mm-hmm.
You know, we can be thankful, and trust me, I'm not happy with our current president. I don't think he's done far enough of what he
Neither
should
do
do.
I. And what? I can't say that
But I am
happy.
thankful. I am thankful that he is not like the former president.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because if he was, Trump would already be in jail without going through any real investigation. It
Mhm.
just, you're going to jail.
Yep. This is a very good answer from Aaron. I just want to backtrack a little bit about the tax thing, Turtle. You might be getting that because their actual salary, and this goes for a lot of government officials and things like that, there is not taxable by the federal government because it's federal government funds anyway. So it's like taking from themselves to give from themselves. Like it's like a whole big thing. But any profits they make regularly on other things like businesses, which they do, or even, their wives' salaries, their, whatever else they got going on, income, property, whatever, all of that is still taxable. It is only certain things like their salary, like the president's salary. Thank you, Aaron, for reminding us about that. Just to stretch it, isn't he's not completely exempt from taxes. Certain portions of his income are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that goes for, there are exemptions for many officials that way. Okay. And many types of businesses that way in the tax code. So we can't make a blanket statement about what's taxable and what's not, because if you saw the tax code, it would give you a heart attack. I mean, it would fill my king size bed. It literally would, all the volumes of it. And there's at least 13 volumes of it come out every quarter with the changes. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But anyway, damn quiz. At least they're appealing. So what do you think? You think the special master is going to go through?
Well, I think she'll try.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that at the point that she tries, the appeals court's going to say, put a stay on it. We have to look at this issue. There is an order of appeal going on. You can't just go forward and not address the appeal.
You especially with the language
have to
they
address
use.
that appeal. There's nothing around it. You can't just go, no, I'm not even. She's not even said that she has even seen the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
And the appeal immediately stops everything she can do, because now they have to wait to see what the appeal is going to happen.
Exactly.
Now, it can go back to her. The appeal can go through her first, and she can deny it, but then they're immediately going to appeal to the federal appeals court, which the federal appeals court is just going to stomp on her and say, no, you can't. We've got an appeal going on. You can't appoint a special master.
You can't
until we decide this. And I think by then, things are going to have progressed so far that the appeals court is probably going to come down and rule something to the effect of either A, you ruled wrong, or B, this is a criminal matter. You can't.
Well, that's what they even said in their stay appeal. To stay the judgment, they've actually said you are interfering with the criminal investigation. This will be harmful to the criminal investigation. It will be harmful to the nation at large. Like they said, great harm would be caused by doing this. And you can't really ignore those kind of statements. I mean, maybe they'll try, but it's going to be documented that you did. And if anything happens, oh boo, on you.
And Aaron brought up another thing here.
That's scary to me, because rather than do the right thing, they're worried about revenge already. Yeah. Instead of like making it better, like doing the right thing, like actually trying to actually change laws that you're unhappy with, instead of.
And it is a specific reason that we're showing this, and I want to remind everybody that your midterms are coming up in November. Your midterm elections. And I can promise you, if the Republicans take the House of Representatives and the Senate, nothing's going to get done for the next 2 years. Okay. Absolutely nothing, except
well, we've seen
the January 6th committee will be disbanded. Any other committee looking into any fiascos of Trump's will be disbanded.
Looking into anything would be disbanded.
And there will be no laws passed.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing.
Because isn't that what happened during his presidency? Didn't he disband the IRS, the CIA, the FBI?
Important. So please don't think that it's not important.
All of the departments of checks and balances, were all dismantled as soon as he got in there. 150 of the actual the green plan that we had to actually save climate, to go against climate control. And
you're right.
150 within the first 10 days of his office were reversed.
This is why our midterm elections are important, and you need to get out and vote. Do not, I understand that in some of the states they've made it increasingly more difficult for people to vote. Buck it up. just suck it up and go vote.
You know
you've
what,
got to.
Aaron? They can actually try to impeach Hunter Biden, but their own administration ran the investigation on Hunter Biden twice.
How are you going to impeach Hunter Biden? He's not even part of the fucking government.
Right. And how the hell, like, this is like crazy. Like, don't, like, I understand what you're saying because they're that crazy, but they keep bringing up Hunter Biden and they're the ones that ran the investigation on it. If they couldn't get it done, that's on them. Like, I'm not saying Hunter's innocent of anything. Like, he did make money. He did do stuff. Of course, there's influence. There's everything. Everywhere in politics, there is. I'm not blind. I'm not going to ignore it. But I'm going to say, when you're running the government that's actually in charge of the investigation, then why the hell couldn't you pull it off? Those were your appointees, idiot. Are you saying you're inefficient? Are you saying you're inadequate? Are you saying you don't know how to get the job done? Because that's what you're saying when you have to keep bringing this shit up. That's what that administration is saying. Oh, Hunter Biden. Oh, you mean your failed prosecution because you couldn't find anything? Like, what are you talking about? You went after Hillary too.
Oh, yeah.
But you're ineffectual about it. You ran 3 different investigations into voter fraud that came up empty-handed, and you're still saying there's voter fraud. What you're saying is you're totally inaccurate, ineffectual.
Yeah.
Ineffectual. You can't get the job done, dude. The people under you don't get the job done because people don't just make it so because you said so. Like, there's such a thing called facts, evidence, information, fucking citation needed. Like, you don't get to just repeat misinformation and everybody's just going to go along with it. And that's the only part of this whole campaign that's fallen apart.
Yeah.
Is that you can't prove a negative.
And that's why you need to get out and vote, people.
Yes.
This is just this mid-November vote is just as big as the last federal election to oust Trump. We can't just say, well, we kicked him out and go back to our complacent ways. We need to get back out there, vote again, and show them that this is not going to happen again. We're not going to sit by and watch you ruin our country because you're a bunch of fucking idiots.
Exactly.
So ask for that day off. Stand in the fucking line. Just fucking vote.
Aaron's calling us out. Bullshit. I did
fuck up the frogs.
Yes, the frogs. We did fuck up the frogs. Yes, we.
I
know.
I turned all the frogs gay.
Gay. We did that sing song that they do. It's so mesmerizing. Like, what are we gonna do? But yeah, there's the messed up shenanigans in the whole thing. And I do agree, Aaron. It is like a publicity stunt. They're grandstanding. They just say it loud enough and it'll be true. And that's why we're talking about the Christian nationalist movement. It's not that we're against Christians. We're not even against nationalism if people do it right, okay? But to incite riot about it, to talk the way they're talking about it, and to drum up what is absolutely nothing but being guilty of sedition. If you read that article, read what Michael Flynn said during this campaign, during this tour that he's doing, and tell me that that is not really getting quite close to treason, insurrection, or sedition on any level. Tell me about it. Tell me how you feel about them getting voted in under that kind of a platform. Really, because you really need to look at the issues and not the people anymore. The man, like, oh, he speaks well, all this, he's a general. Yeah, he is, but listen to what they're saying. Is that the kind of country you want? Really?
I mean, that's a great summary of it. Is this the country you want? Is the way our country heading to your liking? Because only you and I and Claire and the rest of Americans can actually change how this country goes.
And it starts in your backyard with your November. Yep. These are all local. You got local stuff coming up in November. Yeah, you got to vote for the frogs, man. I'm just telling you. But no, November is very local. It's off-seat, like everything. Vote locally. Get the people in that are going to listen to you. Look at the issues, not the men and the women. Look at the issues the best that you can. I know it's not perfect. I'm not up here. Like, I do wear pink, rose-colored glasses. Right now, I got my clear ones on. I got my serious shit on. Because I'm going to tell you, like, people will tell you it doesn't, like, one vote doesn't matter. But if you take that one vote by that kind of fucking attitude and multiply it by all the people in our country, that's a sad goddamn thing. We don't have the right to feel that way. You don't get the right to complain about what it's like in your own backyard when you do not a damn thing about changing it.
Mhm.
Period. So, right. No vote,
It's the truth.
no voice.
It's
That's
the
the
truth.
way it is. I realize how ineffectual you feel when it's only one vote and things don't turn our way. But everything, being active, being involved, having your voice heard, getting out there. I'm not saying picket lines. I'm not saying any of that shit. What I'm saying is whatever you can do personally to actually look at the situation and
Mhm.
freaking deal with it instead of just freaking complaining about it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
just deal with it however you can. And a vote, I mean, stuff envelopes, make phone calls, send an email. I don't care what you do. At least vote. At least, at bare minimum,
Yeah.
look at
You
the
should at
issues and
least
vote.
get involved in some
Right.
level. And if vote is the way you're going to get involved, then I suggest strongly that you look up everything that's on the ballot before you go down there. You know exactly what it is that you're going to vote. You look up
Mhm.
all the candidates, what they stand for, what they've said, go through and do your homework. Just like you expect your children to do their homework when they're in school, adults need to do their homework when they're voting. I mean,
This
it's
is
not,
so true.
I'm a Republican, so I'm going to hit Republican, or I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to hit Democrat,
Mhm.
or I'm an independent, so I'm going to, oh, wait, they don't have an independent box. Never
Mhm.
mind. But that's how things are going to change when people get involved again. And
Mhm.
we got complacent. And I'm not saying that it isn't our fault. It is our fault. The way the country went for the last 4 years
Mhm.
is the fault of the rest of us who didn't get out, who didn't do the voting, who didn't make sure that dumbass didn't get into office. It's our fault.
Mhm. It is our fault.
Now
Because
we've seen that we can vote the dumbasses out of office. Let's continue to do it. Let's make sure the dumbasses don't crawl back into office.
or educate those dumbasses that we're not going to take it anymore, that we're looking,
No,
that
I
we
don't
give
even
a
want them
shit.
back in office.
Because
I don't
you know
care.
what? Aaron's right. If you don't vote, you effectively put the other guy in the office. You
Yes.
effectively said it's okay what's going on. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like
Mhm.
hitting the like and subscribe button on a YouTube channel, because you may think that it doesn't do anything, but it
It does.
does. It does. And you should help support this YouTube channel. And how can they do that, Claire?
They can actually join the YouTube channel. You can actually subscribe, like, comment, or share the video. Because I got to do this because like Quiz will beat me after if I don't tell on me with
Is that
manager.
the only way to support you, though?
No, you could actually financially support us, but it wouldn't actually be for me. And that might be part of the problem because we do donate to worthy causes almost every single penny that comes into the Patreon, which is a way to get into the Discord so you can play with Quiz on game night, have these kind of conversations on a regular basis.
You see,
look at all the kind of content
you were
we're
in
going to
the
put
Discord
out.
server this last Friday,
Oh, you
Friday
tell
night,
stories
you would have been in there for an 8-hour gaming session.
where Bear got very
And the
competitive.
bear had her claws out and was taking prisoners. I mean, she wasn't even taking prisoners. She was ripping everybody up. Oh my God, we all just walked
That is
away
wait a
limping,
minute.
going,
That is no
never
way that
again.
is no way to get people into the Discord. That's a way
Oh,
to get
sorry.
people to run out. Like, I think I just lost 20 members over there in the Discord. They all ran for the hills. It's not true. It is true. I will admit it. I'm very competitive when it comes to word games. I like them. And there is a wordsmith out there who's 10 times better than me. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but I can't wait to play him again because I got to get better because he ripped me up and I got upset. So when he left, I just played more. I made them play more and more and more until I got better at the game. And that's what they're talking
Aaron,
about.
we can't do that unless we film it, and then that way it's not prostitution.
No, just stop. Wrong.
Wow, he's the one that brought it up.
Aaron, wrong stream, yo. Like, you should have been there last night. Boy, did we have hella fun. I did miss you, Quiz, but I had so much fun.
It was so much laughing.
That
And half the time it wasn't even because we were playing the game.
It was just because they were
pissing off a
ripping me
bear.
up.
It was so much fun.
They purposely went out of their way. Once they saw I was getting annoyed, they purposely went out of their way. They went, no, I did. No, Aaron, yes, Charlie beat my ass. He did, publicly. Yes, he did. in the word game. He's very good, Aaron. I'm going to give him props. Charlie Welsh is not named the wordsmith of the Discord for no reason at all. When it comes to word games and the manipulating of sets, double intentions and all that other shit, and the use of language, Charlie's got it hands down. He beats me every damn time. And I just want to get better. Like, I have a mission. I want to beat Charlie Welsh. But in a nice way. Like, I want him to smile when I'm done. Like, I don't want to do it in a bad way. I'm just saying I'm very competitive, and he's very good. Mm-hmm.
We had a great time. So I suggest, for those of you who are out there,
shut up, Aaron.
Be sure and like, subscribe, share the video, and also join her through either Patreon or become a cast member on the Shills.
No, Rodent.
Wait, did I just say that? Fuck.
I don't know. Rodent, I meant Intendras. Like, I get nervous because I didn't want to mention his name. I didn't want to embarrass him, but Aaron wouldn't let me get away with it. Neither would Quiz. So there you go. Yes, I know, Jin. Intendras. I know. Stop. I have a head cold. We started 2 hours late because I needed to take medication to I'm making excuses. Yup, I'm entitled to.
Aaron, I'm just sorry you weren't there. We had a great time.
Yes, and yes, because Aaron usually wins all the other games, right? All of them.
8 hours. We played 8 hours. And the last hour and a half was nothing more than coming up with ways to beat Charlie.
I didn't organize that. It wasn't me. It was not me. They just did that. The medication was not cognac, but you know what, Robsky? After this stream, that's a damn good idea. So, all right. So, based on that, I think we covered everything we wanted to cover as far as the shenanigans for the week. We did. And I hope you guys are enjoying this weekly political shenanigans show that we're doing, because it is good information to get out there. We are trying to get you the real information and still have a little bit of fun, because if you kind of have to, you got to look at it. When it's shenanigans like that, you got to point and laugh a little bit. You got to make a little bit of fun, or you'll go out of your mind. At least that's how I deal with it. I'm not saying that it's humorous, like, oh gosh, don't take it serious. I really do want you to take it serious. I want you to really look at it. I just want to make it a little more enjoyable for you to tolerate it and get the information out. So, thank you, Robsky. On that, Quiz, you got anything else to say before I bring out the cognac and the
I'd like to apologize for the gay people in the world trying to do our gay agenda on the frogs, and I promise we won't make the frogs gay anymore, but we might move to other things. So
we'll just leave my fucking otters alone. Don't go for the otters. Don't do it. Okay. Anyway, I can't believe you did that. All right. Anyway, for frogs all over the world, I'd like to say from Quiz and I, thank you for your service. Damn good show. I had fun. Thanks for listening to us and tolerating. And like I said, I linked some of the important stuff down below. Anything else we talked about that you want more information on, hit me up. I'll link you on that too. Or join the damn Discord where I keep it all available to everybody who's in there. I've
got one more thing I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
For you lurkers who are thinking about going into Bear's DMs and typing nasty messages and shit like that, come at me instead. Please, motherfuckers. I want to have some fun. I want you to try to come and get me.
He's so upset that he doesn't get the hate.
Nobody comes at me. What are you all afraid of? I'm just a gay man. What would I be able to do?
I'll just start forwarding to you. I'll just give it from now on. If you send me that kind of bullshit, I'm just forwarding it to Quiz. He is now my social media manager. If you give me shit, I'm sending it to the shit lord over there. He gonna take care of it. There you go. He's now the foreseer. He's now the overseer of all of that crap. There you go. How's that? Are you happy?
Hot dang.
Okay. Oh, Robsky would say, here's a question for us, Quiz.
Perhaps
you could do something on Tucker Carlson and frogs. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not sure I can get my intelligence quotient down that far.
Well, I'll tell you this, Robsky. We'll look into it, and if we can actually form sentences without like laughing too hard or
But all
stymieing
we would do is
ourselves.
ask questions during the whole stream.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's
We
good.
could only ask questions. I mean, how we'd have to have somebody here to. Oh wait, no, Tucker doesn't expect answers. Never mind.
No. And God, don't ask him a question.
And we have
Don't.
to ask dumb questions too. Like,
What's a dumb question? There are no dumb questions. Are there really dumb?
oh, there is one other thing I want to bring up. During this past week, the Queen of England died.
Oh.
And no matter how many of us feel about, our American patriotism and shit like that, and how horrible white colonization was back in the day, so on and so forth, somebody fucking died. Lay off of them.
That's right. Somebody who served their country for a great many number of years.
Jeez
And
Christ.
that deserves some respect. And
I got news for you. She wasn't around when we revolted.
she didn't do it. She's not the reason we left, okay? Actually, as a woman, I would say she's actually someone, like, she had to put up with a lot of bullshit. And I actually give her a lot of credit for what she did. No, Robski, we are not making America British again because of the biscuit cookie thing. We can't. It's impossible. Okay, like, so stop. Although I have great respect for all the traditions. I'm very
Until you start
infused.
calling biscuits cookies and chips.
I've
chips.
tried. No,
Fuck.
they're crisps. Stop.
They're chips.
They're crisps. They're
chips.
They are appropriate.
I can promise you go to any grocery store and it does not say potato crisp on it.
That's here in America, but if you go over there,
that's why we can't get back with them, because they always pronounce these stupid terms.
It's because, you know why? Because even here in America, we won't make English our national language. Did you know that? True story. It is not our national language.
Oh,
that's
no,
why.
Come on. That
I'm
can't
serious.
be right.
It is. That's why in
right.
school districts that have more of a population of a different foreign speaking language, they have to have the classes.
Right.
They have to put out all the. Yes, it's true. We won't.
I saw a Texas State representative say that if English was good enough for Jesus, is it good enough for Jesus, and it's good enough for everybody else.
No. Excuse me. I call automatic instant oxymoron. You said Texas. That actually, everything that came after that makes it null and void, makes it misinformation. I say citation needed. Prove it, dude. You said the bad word. You said Texas. That's it. We're done. That's it.
Yeah, but Texas is part of the United States, so.
Is it? How many times now have they tried to leave? I mean, I wish they would already. They really are.
I'm done.
I mean, they tried to regulate my uterus before even Roe Wade got turned over. They really did. Anyway, if you want to know more about that, check the channel. go in the actual discussions in there. We did a whole thing on Texas at one time. But anyway, enough of that. How dare you bring up Texas right before I have to leave? Now I got agita. Oh God. Anyway.
We'll talk about it. Don't worry.
We will. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Anyway,
She'll
revolution
spank me later.
My head medicine is making me really silly. Stop it. Anyway, thank you all. And by the way, in regards to the Queen, we are very sorry that she passed. But hey, the Shills is doing a special in a little over a half hour from now, over there on the Shills channel, where I panel occasionally, where Quiz is a member, also where some of you in the chat like to hang out and support. So let's go over there and honor someone who did a damn good job for all our compatriots around the world. Let's be good Americans. Try, people. Let's go represent. Okay. Anyway, on that, anything else, Quiz?
Thanks for being here, everybody. And Aaron, let's get together. I'll see how much money it's going to require.
Whoa.
He offered.
What is he? I can't because I'm reading the messages trying to see what is going on here before I have to make a public announcement or anything. But on that, I think I'll just thank the members and say, see you all later. Monday, regular show, 4 p.m. We'll do legal updates and true crime. I got some little tidbits for you, something unusual. Yeah, unusual. Okay. Night Quiz. See you later. Bye, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thank you, moderators.